Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us on Voice of the People 90.3 FM for Front Page Review. My name is Nyamgul Agadi, and as usual, we're here thanking God Almighty for giving us the opportunity of another day. Let's make the best of it. Every day you have is a very, very great opportunity that you can never, ever have again in this life. Today is the 14th day of January 2026. There will be no other 14th of January 2026 in your life, or even in the life of your children, even those yet unborn. So that means every day is an opportunity to do better, to be better, to make the world better, your surroundings better. So, what are you going to be doing today? First of all, we're going to be looking at the headlines this morning and have a positive mindset for our country, Nigeria, and try to build a better society for us and for everybody else that is in Nigeria. That's one positive thing you can do, and then every other thing for yourself and everybody around you. As usual, we go to the papers, see what the headlines are, join Rufai Hussaini to give us his thoughts, and then also our guest who will be in the house that will be talking to us. Former CP Inwanwu will be talking with us here right after Rufai's thoughts this morning. So let's go right away to what the headlines are on the papers. The first paper we're looking at is the Punch newspaper. The Punch leads with Governor's budget 525 billion naira for security as killings spread. Okay, and then we have 2027 ADC faction eyes Jonathan Saraki Makinde alliance. Federal road spending soars 489% to 3.23 trillion naira. All right, so 489% now, federal roads. Nigeria UAE scrap tariff on over 13,000 goods. That's quite good. Nigeria UAE scrap tariffs on over 13,000 goods. Victims identify alleged or church attackers in court. I hope that turns out the way we want it to turn out. People facing consequences for bad action. And JAM begins 2026 UTME DE forms sale January 26, sets registration exam dates. So you better read this if you have someone that needs to write JAM this year, or you are writing JAM this year. The sale of forms DE will begin on the 26th of this month. That is about 12 days from now. So you better get prepared, whatever it is that you need to put in place to be able to get that form and register. Okay, on the Daily Trust newspaper, we have a story that Kwankwaso backs temporary APC shift. The former Kano State Governor, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has urged his associates in Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf's government, who are reportedly under pressure over the governor's planned defection, to align with his move to the APC to ease rising tensions in the state. Okay, I don't know whether to clap for him or to be like, are you serious? Is this a game plan? Governor Kwebolo orders release of AAU students. Remember the students that were arrested because they protested over the incessant kidnappings in Edo State, and the governor is now ordering the release of these students. And I'm asking the question to myself anyway: who ordered this arrest in the first place? Who said that the students needed to be, the protesters needed to be arrested in the first place? Did the police officer just take a decision on his own, or he consulted with somebody to do that arrest? But we don't know what really happened there. Well, it's good. Let the children be released. Now, on the Vanguard newspaper, we have a story about Ayo Fayoshe. Rivers crisis, APC CSO orders slam Fayoshe over Fubara's APC status. Remember that the former Ekiti State governor had questioned claims of political leadership in Rivers State, faulting Governor Siminalayi Fubara's declaration of himself as 001 in the All Progressives Congress APC membership register in the ward.
Fayose spoke during an interview on TV and drew parallels with the leadership situation in Lagos State, urging or arguing rather that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu cannot lay claim to be the political leadership of the state, insisting that such authority rests with President Bola Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State. Wow. I don't know if the comparison is fair because maybe similar in some ways, but Tinubu. Okay, residents flee Sokoto villages in droves as Bello Turji issues new economy night fastest growth in 2026. That's according to the World Bank. In the Sun newspaper, we have insecurity. U.S. delivers critical military supplies to Nigeria. Remember those things that we were expecting to come to Nigeria for the fight against insecurity. So the U.S. has finally delivered these critical military supplies to Nigeria. So, and then on the Daily Post, we have Venezuela. Trump's declaration of self as president mirrors energy interests, violates international law. That's according to experts. That's the leading story on the Daily Post. And then we have 2027 showdown in Abia as ex-governors regroup against OT. Benue South 2027 plot to stop Abba Moro's third term thickens. Those are the headlines on the Daily Post. On the Vanguard, we have power generation shrinks by 62% as plants operate below capacity. That's the leading headline there. And then Lagos gets 179 billion naira. Oil states 424 billion naira from FACT's 6 trillion naira disbursement. Okay, that's money for only Lagos. So we'll be watching to see what it will be used for. The leading headline on the Nation newspaper is U.S. delivers critical military assets to battle terrorists and bandits. That's also on the other newspaper. So, well, these are more or less the headlines that we can take this morning, but there are so many more, and we encourage you to look at them. And when the time comes for you to make a comment, you make a comment on the one that really concerns you most, so that we discuss matters concerning Nigeria and make Nigeria a better place. In the meantime, let us join Rufai for his thoughts on the headlines this morning.
You see, a country where we fail to demand public accountability, that country cannot move forward. So, SERAP, Civil Rights and Accountability Forum, is suing Independent National Electoral Commission, seeking full disclosure and accountability for over 55.9 billion allegedly missing or irregularly spent during the 2019 general election. So SERAP is describing the alleged financial lapses as a grave betrayal of public trust, and would like to see how this lawsuit goes. Because INEC needs to be accountable. I mean, if till today INEC has not been able to tell us what constituted the technical glitch that led to the hopes and fortunes of Nigeria in only the presidential elections, the hopes and fortunes of Nigeria was destroyed, then we need to be able to ask more questions as regards the state of play of, accountability in this country. And still on SERAP is also asking for the government to be able to release the 52 people, mostly students of Hamburg University of Puma, that are detained in Ubiaja Correctional Center because they protested. And why did they protest? They protested the high level of insecurity. People are now being picked up and killed and kidnapped unnecessarily around that Ekpoma, Ikeke, Ubiaja axis, all of that axis. And we are not seeing the security authorities, fight them or bringing them to parity or bringing them to book. All we just keep hearing is people are being kidnapped. Till today, the video that was making the rounds on social media, as regards somebody kidnapped and the level of insecurity going up, nothing has been done as regards it. And that's why we are calling on the security force and authorities. You need to be able to release these people. It is still in this same country that Katsina State government is giving bandits and terrorist state pardon. But we should be able to ask, why can't we bring these kidnappers and killers to book? I mean, when some hunters, they call them hunters, were killed in Edo, Governor Pueblo quickly went to the north to go and apologize. So we need to be able to bring them to book. And Ayo Fayoshe's interview today, I mean, it just really shows the hypocrisy of politicians, justifying godfatherism. But did Ayo Fayoshe forget when Wike was telling Ambode to fight godfatherism, that godfatherism cannot happen? Are there not many instances where Wike says he's never going to be a godfather, that a successor will be given a free hand to be able to do anything he wants? And that's why I asked him a question that became a nightmare for him, that he started abusing me. When I asked him that, is it because you were held, captured, having your own election, that he fought me, that caused that brouhaha back and forth? Because this same Ayafayashe that is doing everything and supporting President Tinubu today, that is with President Tinubu today, is it not President Tinubu supported ACN candidate, Babafemi Ojodu, that beat you in the elections for Senate in Ekiti State? Have you forgotten that time? And that was the only time Ayo Fayoshe decided to be on his own and run and went to join Labour Party after he came back to try to assert himself. When he keeps saying that, oh, I'm a political force in the states, but you forget that when you went on your own to all of that. Sheyi Makinde wanted to be was rightfully the leader because he's a serving governor of the PDP in the southwest. But he too was jostling that position. And Sheyi Makinde said no, he's not going to have it. And we're talking about the 001 something. And we're saying can what is he call himself 001 in the states? Can the governor of Lagos they call himself but by default the governor of Lagos is not supposed to be the leader of the party in the states. So what are we saying? When he was governor, was there any other 001 in the states? And even you see, when Mr. Ayafarashi talks like he has all the powers, he forgets that even him, with all the power he has as an incumbent, he wanted to bring in his own successor. It wasn't possible. He lost the election. That professor that he tried to bring in as a successor, but he lost the election. That was the time that Fayemi came to campaign against his successor after he finished his term. This was around 2018. He lost. So the person he backed, he lost. So when you look at the argument, the two times Fayemi had come into power, was because it was heavily backed by federal mites. You see, our political class forget in a hurry. There, there are many things that they need to. We just need to learn to tell ourselves the truth. We just need to learn to tell ourselves the truth. Because if we don't tell ourselves the truth, if we only say things because it favors our own part of the argument, then it's not very sound argument sometimes. But we keep speaking to all of these things. We keep engaging. We keep speaking up for Nigeria, and we keep fighting. So President Tinubu has presented the 2026 budget of 58.4 trillion. To fund this budget, FG projects a revenue of 34.4 trillion. Last year, we just made about 10 trillion federation revenue, and a deficit of 23.85 trillion. The budget is anchored on 1.8 million barrels per day. If we get that, it will be a miracle. And the benchmark of 64.85 barrels of oil, that's the price of oil, $1,400 US. 1,400 to the US dollars. Capital expenditure 25 trillion, debt servicing 15 trillion, personnel costs 10 trillion, statutory transfer 4.1 trillion, overhead 2.2 trillion. So we need to keep looking. The 4 trillion for statutory transfer, 1 trillion will go to INEC, 618 billion will go to NDDC, UBEC will get 429 billion, National Assembly 344 billion, NJC 341 billion, NEDC 244 billion, BHCPF 214 billion, Northwest Development Commission 145 billion, Southeast Development Commission 140 billion, Southwest Development Commission 140 billion, South-South Development Commission 140 billion, North Central Development Commission 140 billion, NASENI 135 billion, PCC 29 billion, and NHRC that's going to get 20 billion. These are the first line charges. The question you should not ask is, what are all these development commission? What projects are they doing? Have you seen the impact of Southwest, South-South Development Commission? And despite the fact that you have NDDCO, what are they all doing? These are the questions we should ask. Proposed in this budget, and works will take 3.4 trillion, defense 3.2 trillion, education 2.3 trillion, health 2.1 trillion, agriculture 1.4 trillion, police affairs 1.3 trillion, Niger Delta 1.3 trillion, power 1.1 trillion, INEC 1 trillion. That's what this budget is going to take. So please, these are the questions we should be asking them. All these development commissions that are getting statutory transfer, how are they spending the money? What are they doing with the money? How are they breaking down the resource? We now need to be able to scrutinize the budgets and look at it deeply, or else we are not going to get anywhere. Because it's not that we don't have budgets every year. We have budgets every year, but are they effectively funded? No. It would be a miracle to be able to fund this budget. This budget already looks overambitious. If the government is saying they want to raise 32 trillion in revenue, and last year the federation account, all that came in was about 10 trillion. When you net off everything, you give the state your own and all of that. So we are waiting. We are looking. So there's a story making the rounds about the fact that the federal government actually, through the office of the NSA, actually paid millions of dollars to be able to get lobbyists, since Trump has said he's going to carry out the airstrikes again, so that these lobbyists will be able to show the Americans that Nigerians are willing to work with them based on solving the security problem. The question is, why go to get lobbyists if you're actually solving the insecurity problem, as enunciated by President Trump? And what is going to be the accountability threshold of that money? I think we should be able to ask the question though, because when we start to collect lobbyists here and there, pay millions of dollars, use law firm, they too they collect their own in between it all. And we need to be careful. And that's how corruption starts to spread around. Speaking about corruption, I don't know why there's so much corruption in the medical system that another woman actually passed the Kano because a scissors was forgotten in her body after a surgery. Multiple cases of medical negligence. Recently, we're talking about, the allegations made by Chimamanda about her son. But when increasingly you are hearing these cases of medical negligence, I mean, you just wonder that what is going on in the country as we speak. What level of assault and what level of madness is actually going on? And it really beggars belief that all of this is happening with reprieve to nothing in the country. And it's a very sad one. So, hope all will be done to ensure that the systems are restored. Because you see, as with everything in our national life, corruption has destroyed everything. Corruption in the medical field, corruption in every field, even corruption in the governmental field. Just imagine that the Edo state government, anyway, he has said he's going to release the EPOMA students that went protesting over insecurity. They are now saying that it was some people from Russia, some people from diaspora that were causing the protests. I beg Governor Kwebolo should tell us another thing. The insecurity is too much. That's what's causing the protest. Can't they solve the insecurity problem? A lot of killings are going on. A lot of kidnappings are going on. People are being picked up. And the security forces have done nothing about it. See the person that was picked up in his home in Ekpoma. This is the only country where we arrest people that protest insecurity, but we ensure that the state government of Katsina release bandits. Does that even make sense? If they try to explain Nigeria to you, you go tired. Because it doesn't make sense what goes on. Okay, quick one. You see why I keep saying everybody should look at the budget and scrutinize it very well. I think it's one of the development commission, Northeast Development Commission, that the budget there is over 200 billion. Personnel cost too goes to over 200 billion. Ajaokuta budget there close to about 6 billion. Personnel cost takes most of that money. So how can something work well when the government is just budgeting the salaries of those people, the personnel costs and the likes? I mean, these are things we should be able to look at. And in the coming days, like we've always done every year here, we are going to be breaking down and scrutinizing the budgets and looking at some of the projects and the spendings. These are things Nigeria shall shine your eye for. Now that the tax law has been passed, they're collecting taxes. These are the things they spend the taxes on and the budgets. So we must all scrutinize.
Thank you very much, Rufai, for your thoughts this morning. It's still the voice of the people, 90.3 FM, and the program is Front Page Review. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Right now, we're being joined by CP Nwowu, who will be CP Chuks Nwowu, who will be telling us what he feels about the headlines, helping us to scrutinize some of these headlines or x-ray them so that we get to understand seeing these headlines through his own eyes, as it were. So we'd like to welcome you this morning, CP Nwowu. Good morning and welcome to the program. Okay, I hope you had a wonderful night, sir.
I did, and you?
I did too. Okay, let's dive into the headlines this morning. The leading headline on the Punch newspaper: Governor's budget 525 billion naira for security as killing spread. I'd like your thoughts on that, especially in the light of the fact that governors seem to shirk or run away from responsibility whenever it comes to security in their state. And last time we were together, you said it was all a lie, what they say all the time, that they don't have the powers to do anything when it comes to security. Now they're budgeting 525 billion naira for security collectively. Do you think they have the blueprint to make security go away, or this has to be a problem of the federal government?
Well, maybe you're having network issue. I'm not hearing you clearly, but I hope you hear me
Yeah.
clearly. From my own end, the bit I had is about the security vote and
Yes, from the governors. Yeah.
about 500 and something, whatever,
Billion.
billion
Yes.
on security,
From all the governors. Yeah.
all the governors.
Yeah.
But that is a statement of fact. Those things are not hidden. It is allocation. It's not their personal money anyway. It's allocation given to them in trust and by appropriation from the federation account. And it's a statement of fact. At the end of the day, we see some of the governors will use the money to do logistics to the various security agencies. They buy them Hilux vehicles. Then in some cases, some of them may in addition help them put up physical structure like buildings, furniture and some of those things. But when you do a proper auditing or do some kind of mental calculation, you find out that what they have disbursed is far cry from the actual needs and requirements of all these security agencies to provide adequate security for the states. I mean, it's only a few states like Lagos that you will have to see the effect of these security votes counting. And in addition, Lagos is lucky that they were pace setters in having security trust fund, which is a fund that is like a basket whereby corporate organizations, multinationals, banks, and so on and so forth, industries, make their own contribution to, strengthen the security agency support. So on their own, they have a certain percentage. It's like just an extra tax to the usual taxation they make to the states. So in reality, the sum or the large amount of money given to these state governors cannot be stated or justified that they put in virtually 100% into security. I will not be in a position to know the percentage they put in, but then if you aggregate it, you find out that 500 and something billion is far off the mark compared to what actually goes into security. That's just the reality on ground. And from my experience, having been a commissioner of police in a state, other state then, though the governor there was doing his own bit and his own best, but he cannot come out to tell us that what he gets from federation account is exactly what he disbursed for security in that state. So that's my take to this security vote and the disbursement by the state governors. So with the deteriorating security situation in Nigeria, it behoves on them to be more, I don't want to use the word prudent, but more accountable, to be sure that these accounts are audited and put to proper use for what it is meant for. After all, they have other sources of enriching themselves. They do other capital projects. They have so much from federation account coming to them. Apart from the current expenditure, there is so much coming in for capital expenditure. And they are the alter ego who determines how those funds are managed and dispersed. That's why anybody that is governor is like a god in that state, whether he's there for 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be. So that's the truth about what happens to those security votes.
Okay, so the federal government budgeted about 5 point something trillion naira for the same security. And even though you're saying the ones that the states have budgeted may not be enough, maybe the one even the federal government has budgeted may not be enough as well. If you were to use this money that is budgeted for security in this 2026, what would be your priority areas to look into to make sure that we fight this insecurity?
Well, I think they should focus more on areas of one, training and retraining of the personnel. Their welfare should also be of utmost importance. That would boost the morale of the officers across the services. Then, in addition, they should emphasize so much on intelligence gathering, because that's where the thing starts. If you don't do intelligence gathering, how do you know where the criminals are hiding, the black spots and their criminal hideouts? It's intelligence. Emphasis should also be placed on adequate use of vigilantes. You prioritize those things and do them in sequence. Know the key areas to face one after the other. Then, well, the logistics too is very, very important. It's not just carrying motor and giving them. Give them the gasoline to power those vehicles, oil and maintenance. If you feel are giving the commissioner of police money to do the maintenance, that many of them will convert the money. Arrange it, let them bring the vehicles to government depots or government house for servicing and fueling. Designate certain filling stations and tell them that all the vehicles you have, for instance, that there may be 50 or 100 in the state, that each person is entitled to come and take 30 liters every day or 25 liters daily, and that the gasoline will be dispensed into those official vehicles, not the personal vehicle of DPO or personal vehicle of any of the officers that are responsible for patrols and and other related anti-crime prevention methods with those vehicles. And nobody should collect this product with jerry can. It has to be put in the vehicle, and then the officers will sign that they have collected so and so. And the persons disbursing or dispensing them into the vehicles will also sign, and then the thing will be subject to audit. That's the way to do the checks and balances. With that, we cannot start holding people accountable. It will subject the whole thing to probity and accountability.
Okay.
And transparency too.
Now that we have the opportunity to have you in the house, I'd like to ask you what you feel about what is going on in Katsina State, where they're ready to release 70 bandits back into the society with just the excuse that is going to lead to peace in that community. So we're doing like prisoner exchange, because they also said that these bandits released about 1,000 people that were abducted. So now they want to release 70 people back into the society. They didn't talk of amnesty. That's not amnesty. They didn't talk of rehabilitation. No, they just want to release them, just like the bandits released them. So how does this play in the, what picture does it paint of our fight against insecurity in Nigeria?
It is making jest of the efforts to checkmate crime. How would you release people for various crimes without doing proper profiling of those persons? So if somebody has been involved in armed robbery, in kidnapping, you say you're releasing them to have peace. How can you guarantee that he will not go back and double his atrocities? Because he will say, well, since I did all this and I'm free now, I can do more and nothing will happen. So it's an obvious sign, and it's a very bad omen as far as whether amnesty or as far as seeking a peaceful solution to the level of criminality across the landscape. And come to think of it, it will have a multiplier effect on other neighboring or contiguous states, so even far beyond. Because once they are released, they know that their hideouts are known, they know that their homes are known, and that anything that happens again in their mention, they know where and how to get them. They migrate. Some will leave Katsina and head to Zamfara, because these criminal gangs have ways of coordinating with each other. Some will move to Borno or Yobe to go and burn Boko Haram. Some will even think of coming down to Oyo and Ondo and Ekiti and so on and so forth to come and join other criminal gangs. Some will even be thinking of Enugu and Ebonyi and so on and so forth, where they can connect and liaise with their cohorts. So that exchange program is not a good one at all. It's ill-timed, and it was it's a misnomer. And I mean, whoever came up with that idea would have misguided the governor and the other security apparatus and system in place, because it's like the efforts that have been put in by others have been made mess of, and it's not the best. So they should think of an antidote to be sure that there is no way of mitigating or managing the errors that they have committed by doing their exchange program. That exchange program is a no-no, because those people, if you check their background, many of them have no traceable addresses or homes, and they can still come back or repeat the same havoc on the society where they had been committing this crime. And it has been their hideouts, and I mean, they will continue to do the same illegal activities that they are used to. So it's a worrisome development, because it will obviously continue to affect the other states around Katsina, including Kano. The other states are not safe, with them being let loose in the name of seeking for a peaceful solution. The thing will not solve that problem the way we think. Rather, it will one way or the other exacerbate it. So it's unfortunate that such a decision had been taken, and it is not the best for the
For the
for the people and the government around those
So, so,
states.
so seeing the level of commitment of fighting this insecurity with all the things that are happening now, we've just seen that the U.S. has delivered critical military assets to battle terrorists and bandits. Do you think that is even going to make any impact? Because who are you battling? It seems the only fight is whoever dies is the one that we have said that okay, we have fought, we have been able to do one or two things. Anybody who is captured is later released and all that. I don't know what impact these critical military assets will have on our fight against insecurity with this kind of level of commitment that we are showing. And the federal government is saying nothing about what is going on in Katsina State. So how will that impact on our fight against insecurity?
Well, to be very frank with you, it will dampen the morale of the fighting force or forces because many of those criminal gangs or members have already known the personnel who risked their lives and they got them arrested. So it's a question of trying to trace the families, relations, as well as those personnel where they stay or where they hibernate, and where the children of such people school or trade or work as the case may be, and they decide to go and seek vengeance against them for daring to get them into incarceration. They will pay seriously and dearly for it. So these are the side effects that are not really good. If I were to be on ground there, I would advise the military and the police to do some kind of reshufflements and do transfers of those who have been on the front line, living in those areas and are already known. Let them move them out from that place. They can take them to other places that they are not known, maybe take them down to Taraba or take them to Bauchi or Gombe, and then bring people from that side to Katsina and the neighboring states like Zamfara and so on and so forth. And you see, I will also advocate a situation where you're doing these transfers. Look for people that understand the language so that it will be easy for them to communicate. Like, good percentage of people in that Katsina may not be able to speak English, a certain percentage. So if you meet them and need help, they will not help you if you are maybe from the south or middle belt and you can't speak the major language, the dominant language, which is Hausa. So it will not be very, you will only be carrying arm and be watching, and they'll be speaking language and communicating things that may not be favorable to the system. So you now find it difficult to, operate smoothly. But if you bring somebody that speaks Hausa very fluently from either Taraba or Bauchi or Gombe, as the case may be, or Niger, to that Katsina, you will, in the course of interaction, get very key and vital information that will be of help to him or her in the course of crime fighting. So that should be a way forward. And in area of intelligence gathering too, that's where the thing will help them, because when they go to places, maybe whether market or mosque or church, or as the case may be, on drinking joints, they will be able to cultivate information through the course of interaction with people around them. But once you come, you can't speak the language, you start speaking English, they will not trust you. They say, Omo Igbo or Omo Kobokobo or Dan Yoruba or something. They will Damberebe and so on and so forth. They will not communicate, they will not give you any information. But once you say Wallahi Talahi, Dwala, this, that, and that, they say, hey, oh, this one is part of us. He will open up and give you whatever information you need to help you to fight the crime. And that's how you gather intelligence. I mean, just like I said, intelligence gathering is key to the success of a crime fight.
Okay, let's leave that and go to politics. ADC faction eyes Jonathan Saraki Makinde alliance for the 2027. So obviously, there are stepped up efforts to expand its political base ahead of the 2027 general election, calling on former President Goodluck Jonathan, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, and other prominent political figures to join the party. What do you think about this proposed marriage?
I don't want to use the word marriage of strange bedfellows, but that is what it seems to be. But the extent of the success of that marriage is another thing altogether. But be that as it may, as an Igbo man, there's an adage in my place. You know what they call palm front.
Yeah.
You know, goats like palm front a lot. So the Igbo man will tell you that goats will always follow those who are the ones carrying or bearing the palm front. So what it means in essence is that the people that have the strong room, if I should use that word, those who are cash controllers are the ones that people will follow because they are hungry. So the so-called big names, are they ready to spend? Do they have the resources to match the people that are the gladiators now? That's what we speak. The populace, the masses or the voters are not prepared to follow names or follow the so-called leaders, because to them they will say, when they were there, what did they do for them? Is it now that they are not there that they can do anything? So that is the truth of the matter. So forget all those big names. The big names don't work anymore. What works is the pockets and your ability and capacity to disburse funds. That's the only thing that will make them to even jump out and follow you, you know, to do campaigns, to see that you get to El Dorado, or you have your way in the elections, whether it is off-cycle election or the general election. So as far as the names you have just mentioned are concerned, they are not significant in quotes to the voting population. Whether the name is Sarakio or the name is Jonathan, it does not make meaning to many of them. Those times are gone. People, it is according to Fayoshe, it is the stomach infrastructure that determines the direction voters and masses and populace will go. No matter how you preach to them, you still hear them say that what they are after is their belly force. They are prepared to collect 5,000 and vote against their conscience, and forget that the 5,000 is for 4 years. That's the unfortunate part of it, but that is the reality on ground. That's exactly what we are seeing and what we are going through. So the earlier we realize this, and in the course of our voter education, we continue to emphasize that people should shun all forms of bribery and vote buying. The better for all of each and all every one of us. because that is the way, and very serious concern. That's the way I think we should go forward. This voter education is one, and political stakeholders should also endeavor to continue to emphasize the need for people to look at manifestos of each of the various candidates and consider that as basis for followership and for voting in whatever levels of elections, whether it's national or subnational elections. Once that one is done, then I think we are on a good footing, and that means we are now going forward. That's my take to this issue of whether so and so have emerged and is leading so and so political party.
Well, if you talk about the how deep the pockets are influencing the votes in Nigeria today, I mean, someone like Peter Oti, for instance, in Abia State, has a lot to fear because the governors, the ex-governors, are regrouping. Very deep pockets, and they are threatening to take over because of, according to them, bad governance in Abia State. Even though a lot of people will say that the Abia State governor is doing very well, but if the election is based on the deep pockets, that means people like him have every right to be afraid.
No, Oti in Abia cannot be afraid because the people are with him, and they will not allow any form of voting that you will cheat or rig. They will not tolerate that, and that's what they did in the last general election. They will make sure that their votes count, and if you use achievements as a yardstick, Oti will get nothing less than 90% in Abia State. No matter how the three past governors preach, anyway, the people will not even believe them, because if you come to think of it and go to visit the process through which they came to power as governors in Abia, the three of them, you find out that they did not win any election. It was just writing figures and announcing. If you audit the past elections that brought the three in as governors, it's so glaring. So it is this time that the vote of the people counted in Abia, and they have seen the result. The result is superlative performance on infrastructure and other developments, even in paying people their salaries and arrears and increasing the salaries in tandem with the realities of the time, and doing a lot of capital developments, not just roads, renovation of buildings, government infrastructure, and so on and so on. Since he became governor, I've not had cause to go to Abia, but from the good news, because I'm not from that part of the country, from the good news I've been getting from friends, because I had worked in Abia as a divisional police officer those days, around that Aba area, in 3 different divisions. So I made friends while I was there, and those friends keep communicating with me. They keep inviting me to come and visit them, and even if it is a brief holiday, even this last Christmas, some invited me so that I'll see the new life, the new lease of life in Abia State, and enjoy it as part of the good things Oti has done for them. So what I'm saying in essence is that I am not from Abia. So you will not say that I'm taking sides with the governor of Abia, and maybe because he's my friend. I don't even know him in person. I've never met him, but I'm just telling you the reality on ground in Abia State. So once you do good governance in some of those places, be sure that so be sure that you are going to get the vote of the people. The the vote of the electorate. That's not the truth of the matter.
But do you think it's a political suicide for OT to remain in Labour Party? Because right now we don't even know which Labour Party is which. It seems to be a case where one day after winning election, INEC might come out or the courts might come out and say that faction of the Labour Party that OT belongs to is not the real one, and then he will not be declared as governor. So is there no fear that he's still remaining in Labour Party? You think it's a good thing that he's doing?
Well, my answer to that is that OT being a governor will know what to do as a sitting governor. He will not join the wrong party. So he will do his homework either directly or use those who know the way the thing is done at INEC office. They'll go to Abuja there and sit in Zambezi's crescent or Zambezi's street in Maitama where the INEC headquarters is situated and get details of the one that is authentic and the one that has K-leg, the one that has question mark. He will quietly leave the one that has K-leg and go to the one that has. He can even decide and leave the party completely. He can choose to go to SDP or go to Accord Party and still use that platform to win because the people are with him. That is just the truth of the matter. The reality is that people like good governance and development in their places, and they are seeing it with the man OT. And I hope and wish other governors will copy what OT is doing so that they can win the heart of their people. That's just the truth of the matter.
All right. Well, it's like we have to let you go, Cyprian Wanwo. Thank you for your time this morning. We always like to hear your voice and your thoughts on what's going on in the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always tolerating and accommodating me.
Have a wonderful day, sir.
And you too.
All right.
1 hour.
That was CP Chukse, former CP Chukse, who was talking with us and telling us what he felt about some of these headlines. We dealt mostly on the security this morning with him, and he's a security personnel himself, so you can understand that. We're opening the lines right now for you to call. We'll have like 15 minutes to talk to ourselves and see what the feeling is, to feel the pulse this morning. Call 0700 903 903 903, 0700 903 903 903, or 080 3692 9933, 080 3692 9933. On WhatsApp, 081 7175 6338, 081 7175 6338. For the people that were complaining earlier on that my voice was low, we're very sorry about that. I don't know what led to that. If it is still low, please let us know on YouTube or any other medium that you can talk to us about. Let's see if something else needs to be adjusted again. But I hope that I'm communicating right now and in a good way. So let's go on to the messages. First of all, before we take a call, good morning. How can someone govern a place and not take time to go around to see what goes on under his watch? How busy are they that they can't watch over the environment they govern? Last time Governor Sanwo-Olu was interviewed on TVC, he said they are working on it, that Badagry is filled up since November. What delay till now? No space, no chemicals, all remnants of the festive season, smelling animal waste. Even some of the PSP vehicles are so horrible to sight. There are boys, no uniform, no gloves, no boots. This is from Abiola from Ikotun. Okay. Good morning, VOP family. Why is it that the more the security vote increases, the more insecurity increases in Nigeria? Who is deceiving who? It is unfortunate that the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria is bad. US should not just deliver military equipment to Nigeria, but should please help us use the equipment to fight bandits and terrorists. One should tell Monday Okpebolo of Edo State to go first, not the protesters against kidnapping. Benjamin from Shogunle. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, I'm cold.
Good morning, sir.
Patrick is calling from Okota.
Patrick, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to react to the faction of ADC that is inviting Jonathan and all the rest of them. And this is not a good news at all to tell at this time. When a party that is just coming on board begin to break into faction, we know that the hand of the enemy is already working to continue to destroy Nigeria. We see ABC as a light that is about to shine upon Nigeria. So those people should be reasonable enough, those that are invited, to know that APC is trying to put poison in the minds of the center, so that when they scatter, they will continue to do the evil that they have been to us in the last 10 years or so. So I'm advising ABC to work hard and bring the family back together, and not to allow APC to poison them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this message is saying, don't let us shift all the blame on the doctor that left scissors in the body of the woman that lost her life. What do you expect when there's no stable power supply? I can tell you for free that the operation was hurriedly done in order to manage the fuel in the generator. Sincerely speaking, the country is turning upside down, and the President Tinubu seems not to have the charisma and integrity to fix the country properly due to his past antecedents, which is the reason the level of corruption keeps rising, and people are now talking or taking laws into their hands. There is a saying that when the head is bad, the entire body is bad. Permit me to ask, is there any law that stopped anyone from paying extra money for buying fuel in plastic containers? My car broke down on the road yesterday, and I went to MRS filling station along Ojuelegba by Ishaga bus stop to buy fuel. To my greatest surprise, the fuel attendant insisted that I must pay 200 naira before I can go with the fuel that I bought. Is this what we would still be experiencing alongside the implementation of tax reform law? I wonder what the agencies responsible for checking the wrongdoing of these filling stations are doing to stop all this mess. Finally, in the same vein, what is government doing to Agberos collecting illegal money on the roads and in markets? They are not only creating nuisance but making life miserable for the citizens. All right, this is from Temitokpe Onatoye from Ijegamo community. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, my name is Innocent. I'm calling from Hamburg, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much.
Please, I say why America is supplying these things to the military of Nigeria. The only things they are doing is like America now wants to be efficient their men in this country called Nigeria. If they supply this thing now, it's assuming that Nigerians are not budgeting for these things before. All these things have been budgeting. It is management and the political will. So whatever they are doing, maybe before they know it, it will end up chosen by those people that they are still want to fight with. So they should know how to handle their thing, because if you don't put yourself where it's supposed to be, Nigeria may rubbish you. So America, let them take it easy before they will get down because of Nigeria. Let them know. It's better they track sort of bringing that thing to us, because we are going to mismanage it. Not that we don't have the money to buy all these things. And for our Mr. President, we are also always advising, let him do the right thing for us. If you do the right thing, everybody wants to, everyone is wishing you the best. Everyone wants you to continue. But the problem is, how are we going to, if nothing is happening. Not that we want to join ABC because of this. If you get Elijah Bola Ahmed, they have done the right thing. We expected him as a city boy, as he called himself, because we believe he knows more than all these people before. So now that we are disappointed, we wanted to good Nigeria, so here everybody will be saying yes. This is the first time we got a position being the president of the country. Because all that is always either by the favor by one candidate or one godfather, but this one is direct. A man that we always trust, a man that we believe on, a man that we always say this and that. But I don't know how this thing is falling apart. I like he should do better. If he can do better, we still believe on him. But if he cannot, I don't know whether it's age. I don't know whether it's maybe people in that work at the top. I don't know whether it's his peer and all that. If he can correct things, like me, what is it keeping it? We Nigerians who always say we voted for you, and we are now want you to remove this week so that Nigeria will have a peace. And upon that, upon that, we are still holding on things like this. So I don't know how things are working like this. If Allah can do the right thing, we Nigeria is ready to do with him. But if he cannot, better will be joined with Atiku. We bring him down and get the right thing in Nigeria. That's what we are expecting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Arrogance in governance has deafened APC-led government. This is a message. APC-led government to the cries of the people. Insecurity is ravaging mainstream of the nationhood. Yet leadership wraps itself in pride and disguises recklessness as authority. Quite safe to import terrorists into Nigeria. In one hand, lavish trillions upon trillions of naira to persecute freedom agitator Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB as terrorists. On one hand, using trillions to perfect ransoms. President Tinubu APC-led government should know that no disguise lasts forever. Reality has a way of pulling arrogant leadership back to the ground, often painfully. Power exhibited without humility is dangerous. Where justice is absent, peace becomes fragile. Clamping on peaceful demonstrators is dangerous and uncalled for. A society that demands peace while denying justice is asking the wounded to smile while they bleed. Such is not harmony, it's crude hypocrisy. Nigeria can't progress when governance serves ego instead of people. Discharge and acquit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, sincerely fight real terrorists, and God's mercy will be upon Nigeria once again. Teacher Longinus from Ogun State. Thank you, Longinus. Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Adolphus from Ojibo.
Adolphus, thanks for joining us. Go on.
Yeah, I admire this man from Kalaba who normally anchor Saturday program. Anything that is not on the paper, newspaper, you don't discuss it. I wonder why people discuss outside newspaper headlines. Begin to talk about Nnamdi Kanu and all that. My take this morning is Tinubu's travel. People begin to make insinuation that president is nowhere to be found. Do you see the headline today? What attracted from UAI? People begin to say, Tinubu is nowhere to... Why is the need to having vice president or vice chairman in any organization? When the principal is not there, the vice will take over. You see what he has attracted from his travels. People don't discuss it. They're discussing 2027. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Some would argue that even Buhari, that we say was not good enough. Whenever he travels and is going to stay that long, he used to transmit power to the vice, just like you have said. And in such occasions when Osinbajo was in power, he had the power to take very decisive actions, things that only the president of a country can do. So why is Shetima not being given that opportunity? That's one. And then why would a president just travel out of the country to go and be looking for investors when his house is on fire? That's the argument of a lot of people, but I understand. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Am I on VOP?
This is VOP, Voice of the People.
This is a public promotion.
Go ahead, please.
I want to advise. Actually, US, I don't know if Nigeria now looking for US. But I'm talking to US indirectly. Yes, on 26 December, they tried to help Nigeria, and Nigeria saw the outcome. But now, when giving Nigeria and your soldiers the weapon to tackle the insecurity, I don't think it's a good idea or welcome idea. If the peace will help Nigeria, they should come out and help Nigeria. It's not the insecurity. They have their satellites and everything to monitor things. as they want power. The power has been given to them to do that. They should use the power in the right manner and help Nigerians. Nigerians have suffered a lot, if I am to say. So they really need to help us. That's one part of it. Coming to our president, please, our president, I am talking to him now directly. Yes, he is the father of Nigeria. There's no other father of Nigeria except now. Indirectly, he might say that you people did not vote me, so therefore I will not work well. If he be voting or not, he is now the president and the father of Nigeria. He should bring up his mind and work. And the people will now trust him. I will give you an example. Here in Lagos, where somebody was working, he surprised everybody. He was very well in Lagos, and within many ways, he showed people on nation here. Yes, the place they call Brad. The road was about for many years. But when he was working, he told young people that you people did not vote me, but I will shock you. He repaired the road, and the road became one of the best roads in Oshodi. Let me not say in Lagos, because he worked many things in Lagos. So that road became one of the best. If everybody should come back now, I am telling you that people will from their mind and voting. Let our president do the same to Nigeria. He has the power. If he wishes to tackle this insecurity from his mind, I am telling you, 1 month is enough to end this problem and to get the good news. Not me, not any other person. He will be the one to get it. We beg him to do what? To help Nigerians and flush out this insecurity if he wishes. That is my own part. And on the side of Nnamdi Kanu, if I am to say, that young man, to me, he has done nothing. Many have done more than he has done. But yet, he's yet in prison. Please, they should release him as well. I am talking to Mr. President directly. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all in the studio. Can you people hear yourself this morning concerning your headlines? All we hear is killing, kidnappings, banditry and looting in a country where we claim we have president and governors, fellow Nigerians. All the criminalities in Nigeria has come to stay because the government of the day is involved or taught Nigerians how to use any available means within their minds to solve, within their midst to solve. If your so-called rulers can be involved in sponsoring Boko Haram and bandits and even pay heavily to release victims, what do you expect the ordinary man to do? Can any reasonable man tell me why your government is hiding 400 names that are sponsoring Boko Haram and bandits? Because they are involved in no more, no less. More will come if not for Trump. Oh God, arise and trouble those who are troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikoto. Thank you, Mayor. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Put off your radio, please, and talk to me.
Hello, I'm cool.
Good morning, it's Nyamgul.
Yeah, I'm good. Good. God bless you.
God bless you too. Good morning.
I'm blessed. All good Nigerians and VOP have voice.
Amen.
So people complain about government that doesn't listen. It's always the case. They complain from heaven down to earth. They don't make any move. A government that people complain what they don't want, yet they still push it on the. I think we start not to complain anymore because they become what they want to become. They become more tired than any other government I know that are practiced in this world. But I think that we should have our faith in God. No more, no less. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We should have our faith in God. Okay, so we also will do our part and then God will do the rest. All right, let's take this one from USA. Ojus Okalu should be jailed and not speaking freely because he was found guilty of stealing Abia State money. Whatever he and his gangs of failed ex-governors of Abia State are planning against Alex Oti will fail woefully as the people of the state will revolt. Meanwhile, INEC cannot be trusted because they have lost credibility and trust of the people. Nigerians must close mark them in the next general election. Frank Onero is writing from USA. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I want to. Sorry for the radio. I just leave the place now.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Afam. I'm calling from Asia.
Afam, thanks for calling.
I don't know why people are bothering or disturbing themselves where president is or where he is or whatever it is. Whether he is here or not, there is a difference. I have said this thing before. We should concentrate on, discussing of matters that concerns us and the one and leave the one that this one now. Honestly, there is no difference because all the traveling he has been traveling since over 2 years plus now has never yielded any benefit. Nothing to no investors. No different. So is this one now that he went to that would be different? No, he went there to relax. Like Nigeria is so hot for him. Or he is running away from Trump or whatever it is, I don't know. So it doesn't matter. Somebody who left his house since 28th of December till now. And all the thing that is happening in this country is happening, and he never even bothered to come back or to come and address the country all this. So for me, he's not fit to be a president. It's just a mistake that Nigeria has made in the first place, and which I know in 2027 it shouldn't repeat itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this is saying, good morning, VOP. In the news, Governor Monday Okpebolo was said to have linked the protest in Ekpoma with Russia. How did Governor Monday Okpebolo know? But he did not seem to know what the terrorists killing his citizens in Edo State are. Governor Monday Okpebolo should stop making public statements that portray himself as someone insensitive. They arrested these students and remanded them in prison until February ending. I think Nigerian leaders are exhibiting extreme wickedness against the people. Our help can only come from God. Pascal Chimezie in Ikeja. Well, the governor has ordered the release of the students as at this morning that we're talking. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning to you.
Vivian Love.
Vivian Love, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How was your night?
It was good, very good. I hope yours was as well.
I thank God.
All right,
okay,
talk to us. Yeah.
In fact, everything, let me just, the whole thing that we're passing through is bad leader. I believe if we have bad leaders, this country will be a better place. Can you imagine? People are protesting, and in the meantime, they are arresting them. If people come out and protest, a free protest, a way of passing information, then they will go and arrest them. But since they have that kind of power to go and arrest, catch those people that are protesting, why can't they use that the same power and catch all these terrorists? Since they have such power to do such thing, why can't they use it and do the needful, do what we want? Then look at the president. That will not even start from him. In fact, he said his name is Jagaban. Everything about him is Jaga. That is just my own. Have a nice day.
Vivian Love, thank you very much for your thoughts this morning. Okay, this message is saying, greetings to you, Nyamgul. A big thanks to US, if only the bandits in the government will not hijack it and transfer them to terrorists. I'm so disappointed by Ayo Fayoshe over the statement he made yesterday. What brought godfatherism is corruption. If there is free and fair election, will the likes of Wike find himself in the corridors of power? Let INEC tell us if there will be election come 2027. That what happened in 2023 will not repeat itself. Katsina governor is integrating bandits into the society. Meanwhile, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a freedom fighter, is languishing in prison, and some people will call it one Nigeria. Things fall apart. Some tribes are marginalized, and it's quite unfortunate. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. Hello.
Hello, I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, my name is Shola. I'm calling from Egbeda.
Shola, go ahead.
Thank you. See, I saw the footage of when the president arrived at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And I just laugh at this country. When are we going to do away with all this jump and start kind of people? See, it's not as if somebody is mocking somebody. Anybody can fall ill. I can put all the pieces together. He left way before the summit because he went to prepare. You don't understand? They need a facelift to appear, to make the others outside the country believe that okay, he's in top shape. That's what happened. He went to prepare himself. So it's just a shame. I feel so ashamed. And for the fact that the other option we have again, apart from Obi is not the messiah, but it's just one of those kind of people we need. So, and the others that can come out, they have been shut down. So people looking at Atiku again. I don't see hope in this country. I'm not a pessimist. This kind of jump and start people, we should do away with them. That's just my own take. Thank you, Yanko.
Thank you very much. Okay, good morning to you in the studio. On the new weapons given to Nigeria by America, it's not enough. I want American force to come and kill all the terrorists because it is on record under PMB. But we buy different kinds of weapons, but up till now, it's insecurity everywhere. In my state, in Kwara State, many people are in the hand of bandits and other criminals. It's like some of our security officers and some political leaders are profiting from the insecurity. All Nigerian resources which we're supposed to use for development are being spent on insecurity. That refuse to end. Please, America, come and help us because our leaders have failed us. And on corruption, we need special courts to tackle this corruption, waiting 1 year from High Court to Supreme Court because corruption has become a way of life in Nigeria. From Adesina Wasiu from Ikorodu. Stevie Kelu from Maryland is saying the issue of deep pocket will not work in Abia State. OT will retain his seat as the governor. The merging of the three ex-governors who are spent force and partners in looting will not have any effect on Governor OT. The good people of Abia State know the difference between OT and the strange bedfellows planning to unseat him in 2027. May God help this nation. And this message is from Obedoji. Analyst CP Chooks, you have spoken so well, particularly the need for intelligence gathering, which is the key for crime fighting. Bravo to you, sir. Mr. Agaji, the gang up by those three past governors of Abia State is called reverse psychology. They don't want any other governor to do better than they did. And great presenter, your great voice is loud and clear. Keep it up and ride on, boy. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me just take one more before we take a break. Good morning, Yamgul. Good morning, my dear VOP family. I am Keke driver. I stay at Shehu bus stop. Right now, my dear businessmen and women, I am very interested in brand new Keke. Okay, so VOP ambassador is my name. Okay, VOP ambassador. I think you sent this message yesterday as well. I do hope that one person listening here who is in, if Shehu is the one I know, that should be in Ikorodu. Maybe one person here is interested and will get a keke for you. Don't worry, God will show up at the very best moment to do the needful. But right now we have to take a break, and that will give us the opportunity to pay some bills as we always do. We'll return at 10:30 for the remainder of the program. We do hope that you will still be there to enjoy with us, more or less, or at least to put our minds together or our thoughts together. Stay with us, and until then, my name is Nyamgul Agaji.
Well done, oh, my original people. How una dey? My prayer be say we go make am. So far we no be lazy. Na Kudos Homes Limited say make I come tell una about Christmas and New Year promo. How you go buy better land, take am build better house where your power go reach. For them land wey dey for open place, no be poto land, no be water side, no be acquisition land. Come buy land for Omu Ketu Ekpe, Kudos Heritage Phase 1 wey be 3.5 million naira before. Now e don become 2.3 million.